All right, gentlemen, welcome to Ask Hypnotica 32. And I'm going to actually go off of memory from what I was reading. I got an email from someone down, I think, Peru, and Gabriel in Peru. And he was wanting some sexual techniques. Now, I know that I've been lagging. I got my sexual program coming out, but then I had the Masculine Matrix, which was released, and the girls really liked it, and they wanted their own version, so working on the Feminine Force. And I got 100 other projects going on, too. So when I get to it, I get to it. We are in the process of getting to it, but I figured, you know what, since I have so many different techniques that I've learned over the years and discovered, I might as well give you a little tip. Now, this isn't going to be an actual technique tip, but it's going to be something that's going to allow you to be more effective in your workings with women, right? Now, for those of you who have been with women, you obviously know that these little guys right here, okay, are very useful, all right? There's lots of different things you can do. Now, there's lots of different programs that you can study. So you all know that, hopefully you know at least that, we got the vagina, and then up and over here you got the G-spot. These are the basics, right? We're just going to go over there. So a lot of it has to do with this kind of motion here. And the faster you go, the better you can do it. So, I mean, if you can sit there and go like this and then really get faster and faster and faster, eventually you're going to get to the point where a woman will probably start to feel it, or you'll get a certain rhythm. And that means that you continue on that rhythm. You don't stop. You don't do anything. You just keep going. So a lot of it has to do with a lot of guys are just weak. A lot of guys do not have that muscle endurance. So I'm going to show you just a trick little thing. Now, obviously, this is what I do, so I'm pretty good at it. And so I've developed tools because there was a time where there's certain girls, sometimes, whether they have traumas in their past or they just, sometimes they have different, how should we say, vaginal cavities, all right, and different nerve functions going on. Every woman's different, so you'll never know. So there's time when you're like, oh my God, let's get this thing going, and it's just like your arm's ready to fall off. If you haven't been there, then you probably haven't been with enough women. Okay, so this is the little technique that I want to show you guys that you can do, and it's kind of funny, but bring my roommate over here, John. He's kind of showing me this thing. So what do we have here? We have two balls, which you're not going to be playing with these balls in here, okay? Just letting you know. This is for something completely different. So we might as well just take out the balls because, there's no use in playing with balls, all right? Unless you run that way, and then have at it. Maybe this would be useful to play with balls. I don't know. So what you have here is you have a typical 5-gallon bucket. And you can get some very, very cheap rice, okay? Like just cheap rice, right? And what you could do is so this is a motion, right? Now, if you want to strengthen these muscles, okay? So one of the things you can do is go like this, back and forth, just like this. Look at that, like this. And then what this is going to do is it's going to actually strengthen your muscles over time. And then you can go back and forth like this. You could go one finger, okay? And what it does is it's perfect resistance, okay? Now, most guys like this are like, oh, okay, but figure this. If every time you walk by, you could have this, hey, sitting in your living room right next to where you're watching Game of Thrones, who knows? And you're sitting there and you're just kind of going like this. After about a minute, you're going to feel that. Not only are you going to feel it on the backside, but on the front side. It's a great way to develop, forearm strength and endurance. So you just kind of go like this every single time. That way, if you get into that situation where you're there and all of a sudden you're dealing with one of these girls that maybe is not so sensitive and you need to put in the extra time, you're not going to be like, oh my God, I got dead arm, all right? It's not like that. So utilize this. It's actually pretty cool. Like I said, just go by every time you want. You go back and forth like this, just run your fingers like this. You'll be amazed at how much you get a pump out of this. So I'm not going to show you any of the techniques, but I figured, since I am lagging on getting this program together, I figured, what I'll do is I will just give you a couple techniques so that when you do get the program, your hands and your arms, and you'll be ready to go. You will be a professional modern day sexual man, and you'll know all the little tricks and the little workout exercise to do. So hopefully this will get you exercising, if not your forearms, and get her so she's ready to go for your endurance. All right, with that, Hypnotica out. Boom.